Good evening, everyone. You having a good time so far? Good. My name is Kiani Jeacock, and it's been a really long time since I performed at a Fright Club. The last show I did was in February of 2020, so no guesses as to what halted my comedy career there. Someone said that my set stunk, but I couldn't smell anything. A lot has changed for me in the last 5 years. I finished my PhD in biochemistry at the University of Edinburgh. Right? They are stuck-up cunts, aren't they? Oh my gosh. Fright Club has this fantastic rule about swearing, right? That we're allowed to use 2 fucks and a cunt. So I was going through my set thinking, where do I drop my one precious use of the C word? Obviously, Edinburgh, stuck-up cunts. Thank you. After that, I spent a year and a half in Michigan, America, as a scientific researcher. And I'm not going to make any jokes about America tonight, because they are going through quite enough without me taking the piss out of them as well. And as we all know from the election results, the last person that America wants to hear from is a woman of colour. I did see an incredible post on Reddit a few weeks ago, though, comparing Putin, Trump, and Musk to the 3 people in the human centipede. I've got to say, that has ruined an otherwise very family-friendly film for me. So after leaving America, I took a job as a biochemistry teaching associate at the University of Strathclyde. And I've already been heavily involved in the rivalry between the University of Strathclyde and the University of Glasgow. And one of the first things I heard was that Strathclyde was nicknamed Strathchlamydia. Yeah. And you want to know the worst thing? That was by a University of Strathclyde student. I have questions. And I actually don't really understand, because I think Strathclyde's got a lot going for it. For example, it's not Glasgow Cali. It's 2025, punching down is back in. So I'm sure you're all wondering why I, a intelligent, successful, good-looking scientist, left research and left the lab to go into teaching. Now I assure you, the answer is very simple. Research is fucking awful. And those of you laughing know exactly what I'm talking about. Every day is a competition. Which lab has the most funding, the most papers, the most mentally ill PhD students? Your experiments fail over and over again. And academics are figuratively and literally getting into bed with each other to play the ivory tower politics game. Now, for those of you not in academic research, it's like Love Island. Except, the university takes your cash prize, and no one looks good in a bikini. So I left research and went to teach. Have you ever heard the expression, those that can't do, teach? Yeah. That's it, that's the joke. I couldn't do, so now I teach. It doesn't really make sense though, does it? You aren't good enough to be successful in your own field, so we're going to put you in charge of training the next generation in that field instead. Right? I'm trying. But I don't feel ready. I don't feel ready to be in this job. I feel like, has anyone seen that meme of the really young girl holding the baby and she has that facial expression like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm too young for this. And then my students say things like, what's Blockbusters? Who's Jeeves? What do you mean Beyonce wasn't always a country music artist? And I'm like, it's fine, I'm old enough for this stuff. But I don't know if I'm good at it yet. I've been doing the role maybe about 6 months. I think I've marked a few dozen essays, given a few lectures, and only missed 2 meetings due to being hungover. That is the best bit about being a lecturer, okay? The students don't say anything when you have to cancel meetings because of personal circumstances. And all my colleagues, they're worried about this incoming Gen Z generation of students. They were raised by social media and AI. But if my students are using ChatGPT to write their essays, I'm using ChatGPT to mark them. I actually think it's my generation of millennial lecturers they need to worry about. We were brought up in the 90s with dial-up internet and Nokia 3310s. We absolutely hate being on the phone, which my mum knows when I tell her to book my annual dentist appointment for me. And apparently we're not that good at writing emails either. The other week I signed off an email to a student with "Love from Dr. Jeacock" and 3 kisses. I've still got a job, but that's Strathclyde for you. So, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Is Strathclyde still called Strathclyde? That is so sweet.